If you've been eating healthy, working out, but you still can't lose your belly fat or get your energy back, it might not be your fault, because what's really driving it isn't calories. It's insulin resistance. And the good news? It can be reversed naturally. Now, before you scroll away, I'm not going to tell you to do anything extreme. No celery juice cleanses, no 30 days of eating a carnivore diet, no ice baths at sunrise. Everything I'm about to share is simple, practical, and most importantly, sustainable. No crash diets, no crazy restriction, just small daily habits that actually work and that you can keep doing long term. Think of this as your kickstart plan before the new year. If you start now, it's possible to completely reverse your insulin resistance by the time 2026 hits. And if you're watching this in 2026, don't worry, this plan works fast. So if you're ready to stop starting over and learn how to reverse insulin resistance, let's get into it. I'm Kait, a nutritionist who believes getting healthy shouldn't be complicated. Once you understand how insulin works, everything else from weight loss to energy to mood swings finally starts to make sense. Over the years, I've helped hundreds of people balance their blood sugar and reverse insulin resistance. Not with restriction or perfection, but with simple habits that stick. Insulin's job is to move sugar from your blood into your cells so you can use it for energy. But when you're constantly eating, especially carb-heavy meals or snacks, your body releases insulin all day. And eventually your cells stop responding to it properly. It's like insulin's knocking on the door, but no one's answering. Your body reacts by making even more insulin. And that's where things start to spiral. High insulin traps fat in storage mode. It increases your hunger and it causes that mid-afternoon crash. Not to mention, it increases your risk of prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, PCOS, and more over time. And here's the sneaky part. You can have insulin resistance for years before your blood sugar even looks high on a test. As you get older, insulin resistance becomes more common. And this isn't because you're doing anything wrong. Hormones change, muscle mass drops, stress builds, and sleep habits usually take a hit. Women lose estrogen and progesterone during menopause. Men's testosterone declines. And both make cells less sensitive to insulin. That's why it can take a little more work after you hit 40, especially for women post-menopause. Your metabolism didn't slow down because of your age. It slows because your cells stop listening to insulin. But you can teach them to listen again. Now, I, like a lot of people, used to think that the solution was to eat less and move more, but that's not how this works. And I think a lot of us know that from trial and error. So here's what actually does work. Step 1 is to make protein the star of your meals. Protein stabilizes your blood sugar and it reduces cravings. And it also helps us to maintain and build muscle mass. And muscle is where we store most of our glucose in our body. More muscle mass means more room to store sugar. And this by default improves insulin sensitivity. So protein's important. Aim for about 30 grams per meal, a palm-sized portion of meat, fish, or eggs. Pair it with non-starchy vegetables and healthy fats like avocado, olive oil, or nuts. When you start your meals with protein, your energy stays steady and your appetite naturally evens out. Now, if you're someone who struggles with sugar cravings, don't worry, I've got you. I have an upcoming video on high protein desserts that are great for insulin resistance. So make sure you click that subscribe button. Step 2 is to stop grazing all day. Every time you eat, no matter what you eat, carbs, protein, or fat, insulin will go up. Now, of course, how much it goes up depends on what you're eating, but anytime you eat, it will go up to some extent. And if you snack constantly, it never has the chance to fall. So I want you to start with 3 satisfying meals a day and skip the snacks. Once that feels normal, gently start to stretch the time in between your meals. This gives your body more time for your insulin to drop. And when your insulin's low, that's when your insulin sensitivity is improving. So this isn't about eating less. It's about eating enough for your needs and enough protein specifically, and giving your metabolism breathing space. Quick question, do you think you have some of the signs of insulin resistance? Drop a comment and let me know where you're at. Step 3 is to manage sleep and stress like your results depend on it, because they do. When cortisol stays high, your liver releases more glucose, which means more insulin. And just one bad night of sleep can make you as insulin resistant as someone with prediabetes the next day. Try to get sunlight early, limit caffeine after lunch, and create a calm evening routine. Sleep isn't a luxury. It's your body's metabolic reset. Step 4 is to build and maintain muscle. As I briefly mentioned before when we were talking about protein, muscle acts like a glucose sponge. The more you have, the better your body handles carbs and insulin. Even 2 or 3 strength trainings a week make a huge difference. And if the gym isn't your thing, walk after your meals. That counts too. Your muscle is your metabolic safety net. Step 5 is simple but powerful. Take apple cider vinegar before bed. 1 or 2 tablespoons in water can help muscles absorb glucose overnight and lower fasting blood sugar. Now, it's not magic, but like I said, it has been scientifically shown to make a difference. And it's going to be especially impactful when combined with the other steps on this list. And finally, step 6, track what's actually happening. You can't change what you don't measure. Now, if you want to get a baseline of where your insulin resistance is at, you really need to know what your insulin levels are. And this can be done through a blood test. Now, the unfortunate part is a lot of doctors do not routinely test fasting insulin, and that is why insulin resistance often gets missed. This is why everything can be looking normal, and then suddenly you'll be diagnosed with prediabetes. It didn't just pop up out of nowhere. Your insulin has been elevated for years. So if your doctor won't test your fasting insulin levels, Sowell Health has an at-home kit. This tests fasting insulin and other key biomarkers of your metabolic health. Your results are reviewed by a physician, and you receive a report within days, letting you know where your health is at. Test now, and then again in 3 months, when 2026 is hit. If you are consistent with the steps on this list, the results are going to be mind-blowing. I've seen it time and time again with clients. And honestly, you feel the improvements even before the numbers catch up. We've covered a lot in today's video, so let's quickly recap the 6 steps you're going to do to reverse insulin resistance by 2026. Step 1 is to prioritize protein at every meal. Step 2 is to reduce meal frequency. Step 3 is to prioritize your sleep and stress. Step 4 is to focus on maintaining muscle. Step 5 is to take apple cider vinegar before bed. And step 6 is to track your progress. You don't have to overhaul your whole life. The point is that these steps work because they're simple, and they align with how your body is designed to function. Even 1 or 2 changes can create huge momentum. And like I said, if you start now, you'll be amazed how much progress you can make by 2026. And if you're already watching this in 2026, it's never too late. This plan works fast when you're consistent. Now, if this video helped you, check out my next video. It's on 3 hormones that are sabotaging your blood sugar. So if you started making changes to lower your blood sugar and to reverse insulin resistance, but you're getting stuck somewhere, that video could be the missing link. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it, and share this video with someone who's tired of starting over. Getting healthy doesn't have to be complicated. You've got this.